Hello, I wanted to start a new channel based on some of the ideas and traditions from the Caribbean. Just to kind of share with you guys a little bit about religion and culture and tradition. In the Caribbean, we have a strong belief in Catholicism, African religion, a blend of mysticism, um, Native American traditions, just different things that you'll see in the islands of Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti. I don't know. It's just something you might see in Brazil, across Latin America. And I kind of wanted to help people to understand a little bit more about this tradition. And it's something that we call espiritismo. Espiritismo is a practice that I would describe as folk Catholicism. It's kind of a magic practice, okay? It's not Christianity in its entirety, it's just a tradition. Now, what I show here in the future is that there is always a point where you always want to have an ancestral altar dedicated to the family and the heritage from which you come from. So let's say I'm from the Caribbean. My family has um, certain symbols or certain traditions that we have. Just like if you were from another part of the world, let's say you were from India and you had certain beliefs in Hinduism, or you're from Europe and you believe in, um, you know, the Vikings or ships and pirates, and there's all kinds of different types of myths, different mythological history from each part of the world. So each culture has a different way of constructing a folk altar. So what a folk altar is, why it's important. Well, I thought it was important in 2022 to make a tribute to uh, Carmen. Carmen was a lady who I knew as a child. She was a lady from Cuba, and she taught me Espiritismo. She taught me the Orisha. She taught me the traditions of Regla de Ocha, the traditions of Yoruba religion. And there was a certain style that she had that was unique to a certain branch of people like me, I guess you could say, that fall under. So, kind of what we do is we always want to make sure that in the beginning of the year that we change our altar to reflect what they call la letra del año. What is la letra del año? Letra de año. The 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 tradition is pretty much centered in Cuba, in La Habana, in the old Havana district, where it's confirmed by priest and priestess what is the theme of the year. What is it that the year will entail? I'm gonna place down the phone just because it's kind of hard for me to hold it at the same time. I'm gonna find a more comfortable way to position the camera so everyone could understand a little bit about why this what this what I call, sorry guys, that was kind of like the interference, right? Trying to adjust things to it. So basically I want to share with you what I thought was important for me to share with the world. that I discovered? Well, La Letra del Año was something that has been a tradition out of Cuba for the last, 30 years, if not longer, probably if, for the not many, many years, many decades of different things. And what it is, it's kind of an oracle. It's like a prediction. And so, in the prediction of this particular year, in the year of 2022, was a call to return to tradition that many people, with maybe even good intentions, try to follow this practice, but are oftentimes misguided by either the wrong people, the wrong ideas, maybe the things that they are thinking is probably not what they should be focused on, and maybe focusing on more productive ideas for themselves. So I think that what you see is that La Letra del Año was kind of going back to the superstitions and the rules and the order to which we're supposed to follow. I mean, it's a ritualistic type of thing where we fervently believe in taking baths. I can't stress that more to people that are trying to learn about Orisha, Orisha magic, Orisha mysticism. It's really important for you to constantly cleanse your aura in this year, meaning that once a week you should prepare yourself a bath and prepare the bath according to the tradition, whatever that tradition may be for you. In this particular year, they're saying that the theme of white, the theme of coconut, the theme of cotton, the theme of white elements, white symbolizes purity. So naturally they're saying if you take a bath with coconut milk, that will help to relieve the stress, the anxiety, the troubles, everything that's kind of afflicting ourselves in the world. We need to find serenity and peace. So that's why the white has been a symbol for the year. What does it mean? Obatala is the creator with Oludamare, Theolofi. It's too too complicated to go over in each detail, but essentially that the Almighty Spirit wants unity, creativity, enlightenment, awakeness. And so these were the type of things that occurred that revealed itself. Now each person takes it upon themselves to create their own altar that's special to them. In my case, I'm very specific about what I wanted to have just because that's what I needed. For me, I wanted to connect more to my grandmother's spirit, the ancient grandmother, the old lady spirit. I felt that I had a strong connection to that as a child in this tradition. Things that would symbolize that is sewing, uh, using yarn, using materials that relate to sewing. Other traditions of this is making cooked foods, preparing your own food. Another important thing is that because we're living in the pandemic, it's really important for people not to eat at restaurants, to not eat other people's food, to refuse a person who offers you a drink, to abstain from drugs, to abstain from alcohol, all these different things that afflict people, uh, overabundance of sex, whatever it may be, that people, overindulgence of money, different things that lead people astray from their spiritual growth. Whatever that is that inhibits your growth, it's a calling to kind of return back to the purity of yourself. An important aspect is what they call Ori. Ori is the mind, Ori is the mental, the psyche, the the crown, your mind, your head, everything that revolves around the upper chakra that we have is really sacred, right? We have to constantly protect our Ori. How do we protect our Ori? Is to take a bath with coconut milk or to do other types of baths to constantly purify our chakra. So I can't stress that enough more to anybody that wants to understand a tradition that is recommended to use coconut this year. Because we're in the time of pandemic, I wanted to highlight an aspect. So this is give you an idea